And just like that, we live once again. Welcome to yet another episode of Key and Carry, where we key.
And we carry.
I'm Damien.
I'm Troy.
And we back at it again with another review. Nobody's here yet, but shout out to the people in the playback who are going to watch this.
Yes.
But yeah.
And to sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But to any new faces who will be joining us or might watch this on our playback,
right?
Please like, subscribe, share. We're still on our journey to 500 subscribers.
Yes.
And we are 30 subscribers away from that. So
I'm excited.
If you can, just help us out. Subscribe, share, subscribe. Well, most definitely subscribe and like. But thank you.
But yes, okay. So we are reviewing the Circle NYC. This season 6. Yes, produced by your boy Nunu, but under the Our View TV channel. So yeah, it's been a minute. Definitely been a minute. Check out our edited review that we did. That was kind of like a sum up of the season up until this point.
Yeah,
so if you're lost, because we were a little lost today, definitely tune into that and see our edited review with all our edited jokes. But so do you want to lead this one?
Yeah, just ask you, co-host, and our audience, if you guys have been keeping up with the Circle NYC season 6, just let us know your general thoughts, your opinions of the show, this episode. If you have a favorite character, least favorite character, just hop on in the comments and let us know what you guys are thinking.
Yes,
we'll
definitely highlight that.
You're on with the Silent J.
Here you go, the Silent J.
You know I love a Silent J, baby.
I can.
But let us know your thoughts. The Circle NYC.
I like this show. I like it a lot. Shout out to everybody who's had a hand in making it. I think it's very chill. It has I think I said last review, it has a very documentary style vibe to it. It's a little more laid back than some of the other web series out there. I do wish it was more consistent, which I guess it's kind of obvious. Aside from me just wanting to see more from them, I think when you put out an episode and then you put out another episode months later, it's kind of okay, wait, what happened? And then what's going on? I kind of have to get reacquainted with what happened. So aside from that, I think it's okay. I like the characters out of everybody or out of everything. I like the characters. Shout out to our View TV that's in the building right now. Yes, much love. Here. Thank you for being here. But yes, I think that it's a pretty decent show. I like how they're working towards a goal of making something versus just kind of hanging out, going out, drinking, fighting, fucking. I like how they have a goal of creating something. So I think that that's really cool. And it's something for the community. Some of the drama I'm a little confused by, and it's kind of giving I just want camera time, so I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs so the camera can come over here. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. What were your thoughts?
I said this episode was kind of a roller coaster ride. Baby, what Treasure P said, we was high and then we was low. But overall, I feel like this episode had more.
How low did you go
though? Listen, I was in the Hudson River low. I could say that.
Oof.
But
baby, I'm near the Michigan lake. It's clean over here.
I said not kayaking, but yeah, we're gonna get to that. But I did say that this episode had more highs than lows. I felt like it had more highs than lows.
Right.
A couple of hiccups, but I noticed that this episode was mostly most of the time the cast. This episode basically was the cast bonding.
Right.
I don't know why I'm so tired. I'm a little tipsy, excuse me. But I did notice that the cast, they spent a lot of time bonding this episode, so I did like that. I did want to say I'm just a little lost on some of the transitions.
Yes,
because there could be somebody talking and then what the camera is focusing on is something completely different than what the person speaking is talking about. So, I'm a little lost on that, but it's still a progress. Right. It's still a work in progress. So I still do enjoy the show. But I did say that I also like the intro song. It's a bop. Yes,
I do. Shout out to Earth Tone, who was previously on the show.
Okay.
Oh, his fine ass. But yes, shout out to him. He made the theme song.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Because it's crazy. Not crazy, but this season of the Circle, their show is a bop, and then the Circle Atlanta That intro was a bop.
Also
so,
a bop.
Yeah, so we live for I guess intro songs that
yeah, definitely for sure.
But let's just head on into episode 7 of the Circle NYC. So, baby, we open up with the cast. They're having kind of like a group outing with Bubs Gutta, and you know, it kind of describes like they're gonna be, I guess, doing some type bungee jumping or some shit. I'm like, baby, no, you don't do that. Like, but they end up in the Hudson River. They end up kayaking.
At least they're alive in the Hudson River, because you never.
That's dead man water. I put that in my notes, baby. That's dead man water. The Hudson River. The Hudson River has seen its fair share of bodies. Okay, you want to talk about some loose vagine, baby? The Hudson River. But anyway, I said not kayaking in the river. Nobody was thrilled to get in the water. I don't blame them, because that's like somebody asking me to go kayaking in the Detroit River or go swimming in like the Detroit River.
That floor is lava. I don't want that to touch me.
Oh,
I don't want that to touch me.
My goodness. I said nobody was dressed for kayaking.
No, everybody should have told them ahead of time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Everybody was like dressed to go like shopping or to brunch. Royal Geo showed up with a full set. I said, baby, not that kayaking.
Cause the old way out of full set. I said, Royal, you are a mess.
Royal Geo showed up in the whole set, and I noticed that I said shout out to whoever set up this kayaking event for them, because they shady as hell. Notice that the cameraman did not get his ass on the kayak.
Exactly. But he said, I'm going to zoom in as much as I can.
Yes, I said
I'm gonna use that zoom feature.
That the cameraman stayed on the I keyed at that. The cameraman stayed on the dock. But yeah, I said no. Hudson River, no shade.
Yeah,
no. How did you feel about it? Would you go kayaking?
Well, I can't swim. A little bit about me. So, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I might canoe, which is, it seems a lot better, because I feel like with kayaking, it's like kind of level with the water. So it's like, it's easier for you to tip over versus with a canoe. Like, it's a little higher up, like you're on the water. So it's better for me. But yeah, I wouldn't want that water to touch me. Touch the skin, honey. No, it's not happening. Shout out to Pickens Place, who's also in the building. He said, I guess surprising them with what happens, the memo of what they should bring was missed. True. I kind of feel like they were kind of like gagging on the fact that they were like surprising them. Like that was like a part of it, I guess. Yeah, because it was like, I'm not dressed for this. Like, you should have brought some swimming trunks or some shit.
Even if I did have swimming trunks, I wouldn't be getting in the Hudson River. No shade. I wouldn't even put my feet in that shit.
I have swam in the Coney Island. That's the ocean, though. I think that's the Atlantic.
Okay.
But I have swum in there. But I don't know about the Hudson River.
Okay.
It's a no for me.
It's a little different than the Hudson River. Coney Island Beach, baby.
Shout out to Blue Devil Bay. Yes, happy Sunday. The Lord's Day. We gonna behave. We gonna behave, Blue Devil Bay, on the Lord's Day. But yes, thank you for being here. Happy Sunday to you as well. Yes. But yeah, I thought it was a key that they didn't want to get in that muddy water. Baby. But yeah, I don't want to start to take over, but I just I noticed that I guess Zulu started to get into it with somebody. He got into it a couple of times this episode, and I'm gonna need him to pipe down. No shade. But yeah, he got into it with, I forgot who he got into it with the first time.
Yeah, I think it was Messiah.
Messiah got into it with Messiah, and I just said, I will say that Zulu morphing into DMX ain't scaring nobody, but it is a key. It's pretty hilarious. I think it's so funny when people get mad, like they talk normal, and then when they get mad, they like deepen their voice and they like go rah rah reptar or some shit, and it's just kind of like, are you scared? Who are you scared? Right. Like, we know this isn't you. Like, especially with
the faux lies, giving Millie to the vanilla baby,
giving Rapunzel baby. He said, like, girl.
But speaking of that, so I did say no King Messiah slander will be tolerated. Like, not Zulu, like, talking about, I guess, Messiah's speech impediment. And this is the 7th episode of you having a mental breakdown on the street.
Baby.
I said, let's talk about it.
Yeah, Zulu. I feel like Zulu, is definitely showing his age.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when during the when they were casting for the PSA, it's time and time again he's showing his age that he's younger than them. And I was just kind of like, you don't make fun of people's speech impediment unless y'all have that type of relationship,
right?
Like, because if somebody made fun of you, and the fact that you really needed that $80 and that blunt,
that half a blunt,
you would be mad. So let's keep it cute.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was just like, I feel like he just wants a moment. Like he's reaching for anything, because I feel like every time we turn around, Zulu is like in the center of something, and that's just like for no reason.
Yelling at some goddamn body.
Yes.
But I did want to. Oh, do you want to get some comments?
Yeah, I was gonna highlight this comment. He is so extra. Yes, ma'am. He is very extra. And yeah, I'm just like, girl, calm down. You loud as hell for no reason.
Also, I have a question because I see let's thanks to everybody that's in the comments right now.
Yes.
Mr. Robbie Rocketing.
Yes. Let me highlight homosexual. Happy Sunday, homosexual. Good
Baby,
to
we
see
you in alive in about,
yes.
about 84 years.
He said, y'all ain't did shit I care about. So shout out to you, homosexual.
Thank you for coming through.
Yes. And shout out to Robbie Rockington. Thank you for being here.
Speaking of Mr. Robbie Rockington, of cast member of the Circle NYC, baby, season 6. So speaking of, I'm glad that you heard Mr. Rockington now, because I have a question.
Yes.
So Zulu with them faux locks. I feel like Zulu has been wearing a do-rag and a hat because them faux locks snatched his real hero. Robbie, can you confirm that? Did the faux lock snatch Zulu ball? And is that why he's wearing a do-rag? Well, you know, I stay on my do-rag, but right now the waves just ain't waving.
So I snatched him ball.
Okay, but I just want to know, did the faux locks take out his natural hair?
They were kind of long, so I could see that happening.
Baby, and I hear that they're a pain in the ass to remove. So,
yes.
Number 2, I'm sorry to cut you off again, but I did want to say I live for the shade that Royal Gio and Robbie Rockington throw at each other.
Yes.
Royal Gio called him a thief, and then Robbie Rockington called Royal Gio like a one-eyed Billy Goat or something like that. I said, no, that's harsh. That's nasty. That's the devil's work.
I said somebody needs to take notes. Cough, cough, Judy and Milan from the Come Up ATL.
Yes. This is shade.
This is shade I like. This is that nice, nasty church mother shade.
Baby, I love when the Spanish girls beat.
Yeah.
I love when the Spanish girls beef. You know, it's usually over nigga. Now, we ain't saying that y'all beefing over a black man. But I love when the Spanish girls beef.
Yeah.
Now, I said to say, both artists, I have this theory that a producer got them beefing. He gave them a track.
Oh, my God.
And they both recorded it.
Not a Cardi B and Old Girl teach love and hip hop.
Wait, what's a Cardi B?
It was Cardi B and Old Girl. That's real interesting. The season with it was Self. He was
fucking York.
Yeah,
but it was over a track.
B.
But it wasn't over a track.
Oh, okay. They were just fighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Yandy reported that when she gave Mo and Bianca the track.
Oh, yeah.
Yang, yell on Messy ass.
That's what Cardi was standing around like. Anyway, not to digress.
My
she starts it though. I believe you. I believe you. She starts it. She said she starts it, but I'm gonna finish it. Not artist, question mark.
That's also coming up because somebody asked. Yeah,
I got that. I
said
that.
That's T.
I said
Gary Dog.
He said artist. You didn't. Really, it was so genuine.
Yeah,
that was the funny part about it. He was so honest about it.
You do music fucking them damn tortilla chips. Gary Dog's a fool. I'm sorry, but I
like Gary Dog. Shout out to Gary Dog.
Yeah, shout out to them for squashing the beef.
Yes.
Only to return to Zulu after the book on the dock on the pier.
Yes. I also want to say, Peaches. I know I know Robbie's in the building. I just want Peaches to lighten up a little bit. I feel like in the confessional he gives he's irritated, which I understand because dealing with this group, especially Zulu, I would be irritated as fuck as well. But I'm just I want you to lighten up, make a joke, smile, you with your bestie. So have some type of fun, I just feel like when they were kayaking or canoeing, it was very I'm over this shit and I'm just done. So
right.
I just want him to lighten up a little bit. But Miss Mama's is not an artist though.
My goodness.
Ooh. My goodness. Well, he don't fuck with us either, so I guess we got that in common. But yeah, did you want to keep going through the?
So yeah, so I said they squashed the beef, returned to the pier, and Zulu and his Folaks are having a mental breakdown because Mustafa's messy. Mustafa went and told King what Zulu said. Zulu,
is Mustafa messy, or should Zulu have kept his mouth shut if he didn't want that to get out to the group?
I could see that.
Because I mean, I get it. Like, we talk our shit, and like if you say something to me, like I know when to say something. Right. I say something, but at the same time, it's like Zulu is just messy and he's doing all this shit. So I just feel like you need that hand tapped. Like, go ahead and you're that girl. So be that girl. Like, when this shit happens, when people tell your tea, like,
right.
You know.
Oh no, too. Stand in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand in it.
Speaking of the devil, not Gio the goat being in the building.
Thank you for being here, Gio.
This episode was tea. It was cute. It was a cute episode. I enjoyed it. Hey, Kim Bruley, thank you for being here. Yes.
On this good Sunday.
The Lord's Day, as I said.
So yeah, they sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
They Zulu on the pier acting a goddamn
acting a fool about the list.
About the list. And I said not Zulu showing his ass. Got the group showing their ass in front of these white folk.
Yes. But you know what? I said don't nobody give a fuck about them white people. I'll put that in my notes. Don't nobody fuck them white people. They act a fool. Look at the history book. They've been acting a fool. Facts. So we just returning the favor.
Don't nail my bitch with that battle.
Right? Child, you know white people get some foolishness. You ever seen them lose a sports game? Baby, the foolishness comes full.
Listen.
So they can stand this shit. But speaking of the shade between Robbie Rockington and Gio, Royal Gio, the One Eye Billy Goat line sent me. Sorry, but that line just like sent me into another dimension. Also, Royal Gio saying that his eye was on his eye be taking cigarette breaks. Also sent me. I said, not his eye going out to lunch. Like,
see, I caught the part where he was on the kayak, or where Royal Gio was on the kayak. He was like, the waves was like this, and my eyes like, I'm like, my goodness.
I love a bitch that can laugh at themselves.
Yes.
So I'm here for that.
Yes. That means they don't take anything too serious.
Yeah, and it shows that they're confident.
Yes.
Let's see. It's no hard feelings. That's all water under the bridge. Keep doing y'all thing. Yes. Appreciation. Yes. You know, we don't ever say nothing to genuinely hurt nobody. Yeah. It's all love over here. It was very much fuck them white folks. They wasn't paying attention, right? They was just like, shit, this is New York, baby. I'm used to people acting a fool on a given basis. Like, they was like, as long as I'm on my business, I'll be all right.
Baby, if I'm on my business, they won't come over here.
Right. Just don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact and don't make no noise.
Oh my
You'll be all right. I didn't watch it. I'm just hanging out. Oh, thank you for being here, Magic User. Even though you didn't watch the episode, it was oh wait, you ain't lying. Y'all ever seen him lose an election? Yes. Period. Yes. A long history of white people. But yeah. I thought the kayaking was a key. I thought it was funny. I wish they had a competition or something. Like, I thought that's what was gonna happen. Also shout out to Bugs Gutta. Sorry. But yeah, he was here. He's been on previous seasons of the show. He showed up for this. So shout out to him. He's also a musician. So yeah, I'm glad to see him and that he's doing well. But yeah, like we said, I like Royal Gio and Robbie's or Royal Gio. I like Royal Gio and Robbie's rivalry. They know how to shade each other. It's really fun. But yeah.
Yes, that church mother beat.
Right.
But
I said nobody fell into the water. Damn. Nobody fell in. I don't want to see somebody get soaked.
I won't wish that on anybody. Not falling in the Hudson River.
They'll live. It'll only make them stronger.
She do bleach. Straight up bleach.
Yeah.
Listen, but so we move forward to the group project, which is a scene that I really enjoyed.
Yes.
I said that the transitions during this kind of project were a bit more uplifting. I kind of forgot that the group project existed because there's been so much arguing going on and so much like petty shit going on. But this kind of goes back to what I said earlier about seeing the cast bond.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed like the table read, like the virtual table read, I should say. Watching everybody like go over their lines and everybody kind of giving input to certain characters, and I thought that was dope. Like.
They really got in their bag.
Yeah, they did. Because I feel like this is what like these shows are about: networking and showing your talent, and just bringing unity and awareness to stuff that goes on in the community. So I did say that the virtual table read was like one of the more authentic scenes. Yes. Because it's kind of like a behind the scenes, and then you get to see like the final project. So watching the table read, you get to see like the brainstorming and all of that going into the final project. So I just like that
you get to see them really work together.
Yeah, there was like no arrogance, like nobody had a chip on their shoulder. Everybody was willing to listen and kind of just. So I enjoyed this scene. I enjoy when people, or let me say adults, can bring unity and have peace and just be really in their bag and focus. So
period.
Shout out to I forgot the they shot in his room. They used his bedroom for, I think his name was like John or Jeffrey.
Oh, he's the one that presented them with
so shout out to him for presenting them with this opportunity.
Yes. And shout out to him because he was serving on that that magazine cover.
He
was.
Said, okay. In them badass boots.
Yes. In the horse. Here for him.
How did you feel about Jeffrey?
Shout out to Robbie Rockinson. Yes, Jeffrey.
Okay, thank you. How did you feel about the
I thought it was really cool. Like I said, I love how they shoot this, where it's like they don't all have to be together. They're kind of using technology to like, because I know somebody over here is in Brooklyn, somebody over here is in Queens, somebody's in Jersey. So it's like it's good to see that they have a way to get them together without them having to take like 3 trains to get where they gotta go. So I really enjoyed that. It's good to see everybody in their bag, especially for a cause that they can all identify with. I like how they had like, just different people in the scenes. Like they had Keiki, which is, a cis woman, and then like a trans man. The character was a trans man. But like I love how they had people that like you wouldn't think would be affected by HIV. And so they kind of put them to the forefront to say, like, anybody, it could be anybody that could get this. So I really enjoyed that. And the table read was cool. And I love how they did their thing directing as well. Right. Yeah. So. Yeah,
Darnell did a really good job. It's like kind of giving directions. And he wasn't overbearing. Yeah. I kind of like how he liked the kind of the outtakes and the kink kind of working themselves out. And then it seemed like they got kind of a better flow, steady flow once like Keiki and Messiah got comfortable with their roles. So I thought that was really good to see. Like I said, just watching them bounce ideas off each other.
It was cool.
Listen, like you said, I like that they are dedicated to this project, like especially with the table read. Like you said, people could be in Brooklyn or Jersey, but they don't let that stop them from getting collaborating. Finished. So I thought that's one of the things I like about the table read. They're like, no matter, bitch, I'm 6 hours away, but I'm gonna be in this meeting. I'm gonna be in this meeting to get it finished.
It's dope because I feel like in previous seasons, like everybody comes in with like this big head of like what they've done and who they are, and then when it comes to like make the project, no shade, like it didn't come through, and everybody was kind of embarrassed. So to like see them actually working on it and putting like effort towards it is really dope. So I enjoy that, and shout out to y'all. Real Gio said, this season gives the adventure days like how when Natalie from Baddies calls a house. Goodness. Who's the Natalie though? Right. That's what I want to know. And is it Gio Glam?
Goodness.
Pulling the string.
Hopefully these adventure days don't lead up to y'all having a meeting and then fighting.
Listen. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Hey Shit Pearl, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Gio also said, I was honored to be part of the project and the cast when it was time to come together for the work that we did. Mm-hmm. We did that, yes, for sure. Yeah, it's good. Like, and that's all I've ever really wanted from a show like this, where it's like, I want people to come together and actually make something. Like, we can shade, we can key, we can hook up, we can do all of that, but like, let's have something to present at the end of the season, you know, not just the drama or the stuff that we've worked on separately. But yeah, I'm glad that they have something that they can present and say, hey, we actually did this together. So that's super cool. Do you want to get into the actual the scenes now? The scenes that they shot for the PSA?
Oh well, I did want to actually let's get to the scenes from the PSA. Okay, so we have Messiah and Keiki who are
also, not to cut you off, but shout out to Keiki because they play that song out. Her song, This Thing. I appreciate them playing that song out because it is a good song, and I'm glad that they're like supporting her, and like even people in the scene are like singing it. So I feel like that's super dope that they support her.
Yes, that's how Supergirl Keiki Couture.
Yeah, definitely good energy for sure.
But yeah, so I did really like the scene with Keiki and Messiah. I forgot like the characters' names.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
But they have really good chemistry.
Yes.
And I feel like in order to like have that portrayed on camera, I feel like you have to have like chemistry on camera to make the scene believable. But I guess because they're friends and they are comfortable with each other, it made the scene natural.
Right.
So it didn't seem like it was forced or, you know. And I also like that the story that Keiki told because I believe, don't quote me on this, but I remember just hearing, like, when I was younger, about a lot of African American women being, like, afflicted with HIV.
Still.
Yeah. And it's just something that I really don't hear much about anymore, you know, women or black women being, like, afflicted with that. So when I heard, like, Keiki, let me say her character, and I heard the story that, you know, she was telling in the story, I was like, kind of took me back because I was like, I forgot that black women are still dealing with this. Yeah. So like, I'm looking forward to the PSA.
For sure.
Looking forward to the PSA.
Yeah, and I think one of the things about like a disease like HIV or a virus like HIV is that like it could affect anybody, but because like it was such a gay disease coming out, like everybody just thought, well, like a lot of the straight people thought like, well, that's them, that's their punishment. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But as they soon realized, like they're affected by this as well. So I think that's dope that they like were able to add in different people that we wouldn't expect. Right. Even like a trans man. You know, even though Key Messiah was not here for playing a trans man, which I get it because like I would have wanted them to like cast an actual trans man as well, but like if they didn't have one like available that could do it, I understand. Yeah. But yeah, he was just like, I feel like he was tight about it, but I feel like that was the reason he was tight about it. He was like, I wanted y'all to actually get like a trans man play as well. But yes, this thing, guys, I might go listen to that after this live. It's catchy.
It is catchy.
Yes. But yeah, I thought the scene they definitely had good chemistry. Yeah, I thought the scene played out well. Her, you know, telling him that she's HIV positive and like the story that led up to it and his reaction. And then I thought, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm forgetting his name, but the director,
Darnell?
I don't think it was Darnell.
John?
No, it was with the glasses. I think he had like the blonde. He was my fave. I cannot believe I'm forgetting it. It's been so long, but like.
Is he a cast member?
Yeah. Remember he was talking to Messiah about HIV and how he cannot.
Oh, Kinsey.
Yes. Kinsey is also a director. So sorry, Kinsey. But it's been a minute. But Kinsey, like, directing Keiki and saying like, slow down, like, this is your like your moment, like, yes.
Yeah, I did really like that when he was giving Keiki advice, like, you're about to drop a bomb.
Yeah.
It's heavy and just pause. So yeah, I really did enjoy it. I live for Kenzie.
I live for Kenzie too. I live for Mahdi too as well. Yes. I live for Darnell.
I do live for Darnell. Yes.
Darnell's a key.
Anytime I think of Darnell, I think about when he crashed Brendan Cross's party with Carl. I'll go for Darnell.
Yeah, shout out to the show with love. But yes, it was just a good scene. I love how everybody worked together and took it seriously. They showed up, they did what they had to do, and it was what it was. I was here for it. But yeah, do we want to get into?
So I have one last some commentary on the last scene because
get prepared.
Now I hope this isn't triggering for Royal Geo if he's still in here.
No.
But because it just seems like everything was just going so good. Okay, so let's backtrack because Royal Geo, we want to give our condolences to you because we know during this time that you lost your mother.
So sorry.
So yes, we do want to give our condolences to you. So it seems like everything was. This is I'm like all over myself. I'm sorry. Let me back up. So this is another thing where I said I enjoyed because they embraced Royal Geo, after the death of his mother, consoled him. So I did like to see that, just them love on him.
Right.
And then they went to, I guess, the styling for the PSA.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Geo Glam, that nice ass apartment. But so it just seems like everything was going good. Zulu came, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. But he just loved on Royal. Then Derek Dog came in, and it was just like 3 hours later. And I was like,
see, that's one of the things that gags me about this show is that they don't let the drama like build up into where when it happens we know what's going on. It's like they kind of cut, and then it's like, okay, wait, what happened though? What happened in those 3 hours that made things go crazy? It's kind of like, and then it kind of takes me out of the show because it's just kind of like, well, I'm still trying to figure out what happened instead of like focusing on what's happening now. I feel like I'm delayed, like I'm like 3 hours behind, like, so that's one of my like things. But maybe we'll get that tea from Geo Glam soon. But yeah, I thought that was kind of confusing, but I kind of felt like I knew Geo was probably going to like not go off, but I just knew that something was going to happen because obviously he's dealing with a lot right now. And so I feel like he's really sensitive, and anything could set him off, which, I understand. So hopefully we get an understanding of what happened. It seems like it was more towards why am I forgetting the names? It seems like it was more towards Zulu, just because he was saying like every time you get around these people you act differently, which, do you agree just from what you've seen on the show?
I don't think so. I feel like Zulu switches up on Geo.
Oh no, that's what I was asking.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Zulu? Okay.
Yeah.
I also can see that. Like I feel like Zulu, when he gets around certain people, it's like, especially Robbie and maybe Peaches, because he said something about them. I know he said something about them like being friends, and like Royal Geo being upset about that. So I was just like, I mean, he don't really seem pressed about it. He just seemed pressed that you keep speaking his name and throw him under the bus. Like, but yeah, that was the episode. Did you have anything else to say about?
I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season. Like, okay. I hate that the meeting for the, I guess the gathering for the PSA started off so good and then it ended like such a kind of bad note. Right. Baby, when Derek Dog walked in and the camera faded to black, I said, that was bullshit.
But Derek Dog usually don't be on no bullshit. So it's I feel like maybe, I don't know. It was only a matter of time before things went left. Robbie said, "What a night, child." I'm sure Gio Lim let that energy into his house. That darkness.
And it's usually the Atlanta girls that bring that energy or let the energy into
you gonna let the energy where you lay your head, okay?
Could you post the link?
Yes. Yes. Sorry. Okay. So we definitely have a special guest coming. Thank you for everybody that's in the building. Should I post it in the comments?
Yeah. Okay. Or is there a way to forward it to me?
Let's see. I don't think so. Were you were in the studio, right?
Yeah.
So I think you can like do the invite and send it that way.
I'm gonna have to enter the studio and then it's gonna do that echo thing.
Oh, you can turn it off and then you can like turn the volume down and it won't echo.
Okay.
I don't think.
Technical difficulties.
Maybe it will. Maybe I should just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put it in the chat. I'm just gonna put it in the chat so that. So sorry for the inconvenience. But let's highlight some comments. Why did it take so long for the show to come back? I am not sure, but from what I know about your boy Nunu, who is the creator, executive producer, it seems like he has other things going on. I know he's producing another show that's also on Our Review, so maybe he's just like trying to juggle those shows, I guess you could say. But yeah, I wish the show was more consistent. Like I really like the show. I like the vibe of the show, but it does kind of hinder it because it's like when you come back after months, it's like, wait, what happened? Who's who? Like it's a little confusing. Oh, here he is. Let me just hide this comment. Thank you so much. You know, I'm repping Ferry State Bulldogs. Thanks, Carly, my good friend.
Yes, thanks for being here, Carly.
Yes, appreciate you. But yes, repping Ferris till I die. But okay, so let me bring on Gio.
Yes, baby.
Let me see, add to the stage.
Yes.
Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Good to see you, Gary.
Yes. Good to see you.
Okay.
It's so nice to see you guys too.
Okay, this is our third time I think we've interviewed somebody from Michigan. So
okay,
for those that don't know,
shout out to Michigan.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Michigan.
Gio is a fellow Michigander, baby.
Hey, deep down.
Come on, sure.
Yes. So thank you for joining us, Gio. First, we want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us. We hope that you are having a great weekend, and we hope that you had a great Thanksgiving. Yes, but
same to you guys. I did, but the same to you. Thank you for having me.
Anything?
I did.
Okay. I feel like you seem like the type that would like make most of the food.
I did. I did. I did a little one too. The only thing I didn't make this year was dessert. Typically, I make a banana pudding from scratch, but that's the only thing I didn't do this year.
Okay. I can't cook, so I feel like it's in me to find out who can cook.
Okay, I got you. Next time we cross paths. I got you.
So, Gio, I have a couple of questions for you. So,
okay,
could you first let the people know, like, who is Gio Glam? What is Gio Glam? Not what does Gio Glam do, but who is Gio Glam? Like, what's the day in the life of Gio Glam like?
Well, first and foremost, I am a child of God, so I consider myself to be very much so spiritual. I try to keep my home balance, which is why on the show, when you saw everything, I had to sage, absolutely. But to follow that with professionalism, I am a licensed cosmetologist. I'm licensed in 2 states. That means that I can do chemical, I can do cuts, I can do color. I was number one I was number one artist in the company, which was Hair Club, which is the number one hair replacement company in the world. So like my resume, it trails, but as far as this production thing, I grew up a theater brat. So I've done everything from performing in Bahamas to being a choral champion. I've done production. I had my own television show back home in Michigan. So I've done it all. So when you ask me what is it that I do a lot of things very well.
Period. Okay. So is like the production and like theater, is that what brought you to New York?
Actually, yeah. So when I was in college, I went to MCC, which was a community college. I was there on scholarship. And I had a friend who lived in New York, and I was like, well, I want to move to New York. I want to be, on Broadway. And they told me they were a shampoo boy in a salon. And the next day I went to beauty school to get my license. And so actually I got in trouble a couple times back home in Detroit, which made me have to pump the brakes. But once everything was settled, I moved to New York. And so I didn't necessarily jump right into theater here because I was doing more so of the back end. So I've been doing things like doing hair for companies like Netflix or Glamour Magazine and just things on that nature. But I do work in Jersey currently with NJPAC, and I work with youth who are involved in theater arts. So
Okay.
if you can't do, you have to teach. And so until I can do again, I'm going to teach the youth.
Yes, come on, supporting the
Yes,
youth.
come on, give it back.
Yes. So, like, being near Detroit and like living in New York now, like, what's the stark differences between like? Because I mean, that's like I live in Chicago, so like it's already like a
Hmm.
difference. But I know New York is like even
Yeah.
different.
Oh, well, see, well, in Michigan, you drive everywhere. So, like, when they say Motor City, like, you literally have to drive. There's no
Right.
other way. New York, you can just literally walk a couple blocks and, like, boom, there's a train, boom, you're going where you're going. I won't even hold you. The first, week that I moved here, I had never slept so good in my life. Because, like, baby, you were just on the cement, walking from here to there to here to there. And so when I get home sometimes, I'll be like, oh, that's over there. I'll just walk it. And people, my mom will be like, wait, you're gonna walk? And I'm like, Mom, I'm in New York now. Like, completely different. But but I think like in New York, like it's a very large melting pot and it's a lot of different religions and creeds and languages. I remember the first time that I got here, I was catching the subway to go to my new apartment and I saw a black guy. And I walk up and I'm like, excuse me, sir, could you give me directions? And I kid you not, darker skin than me, full blown Spanish. And I was so confused because I was like, what? How did this happen? And I got to work and they were like, oh, he was Dominican. So I was just like, okay, so
You're
it's
like,
not like at home.
what?
Yeah, I didn't realize that, like, okay, you could look like me and just have a completely different cultural background. So, like, moving here, everything is very, like, the New York soul food,
Ooh.
but the Caribbean food is really good. And it's very, very similar if you
Okay.
have to. But yeah, just little things like that. A little bit.
So,
Okay.
so
Cute.
did you grow up, or did like when you lived in Detroit? Did you live in the city, or did you live on like like a suburb of Detroit, or were you in the ghetto, baby?
Of course not. I went to private school, sweetheart. I lived Tireman and Joy Road. So like I lived across the street from the Detroit police chief, if
Okay.
that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
I was a corner house. So the police used to park on my corner and watch his home from my corner. So no, I did not live in the ghetto.
Yeah. You said he was about to police streets. How dare you? How dare you ask?
Baby, there's no shade when I hear like Tyreman and yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah.
no.
I can
But
see
Oh
okay,
that.
this
yeah.
is yes.
So what brought you to like Our View TV and like working with your boy
Mhm.
Nunu? I would assume you've seen like previous seasons of the Circle NYC. So like
Mhm.
watching that, did you think like, oh, this is something I can't wait to be a part of, or is this something that I'm like cautious about?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, I'm the generation of like Tiffany Pollard, right? So like growing up, we love that reality, we love that cattiness, we love that strong personality. So when I saw the opportunity to audition for the show, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop holding out on myself, right? Because I feel like I'm a talented individual, and I feel like sometimes I get in my own head and I won't go for something because I don't feel like I'm worthy. Um, so when I saw the advertisement, I had a conversation with a roommate. They were like, just do it. If you don't get it, you already don't have it. And that's true. So when I went ahead and I auditioned, I originally was not even supposed to be a main cast member. I was supposed to be like a Marlowe. And I don't know if y'all remember in season 5, there was a spat between Shiori and myself. And
Mm-hmm.
at that point, the show had been going so bubblegum that it was like that was like the first spark of like, oh, we could see something in that. I cried before the show came out because I was terrified that like people would see me acting in such a way, and and then I had to catch myself. I was like, bitch, this is how you are every day, all day. Like they just gonna see you for you. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, move on. And honestly, going into the future season, I just that's kind of what I stuck to. Yeah.
Okay. I love like when people are like themselves on these shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like when
Mhm.
they like try to do the most, like of course you're gonna be like it's a reality show, so you're gonna like be a heightened version of yourself. But when people go like super left and like it's like this isn't the person that I seen last season,
Right.
or you know, on
Right.
Instagram, it's like it's a little awkward.
So
Yeah.
did does Angel return for this season, or did he take like a break?
Does who return?
Ooh,
Oh,
I just saw you, chopping it up with a
Are you
cast
talking
member.
about the bunny rabbit? Are we talking about the bunny rabbit?
ah, I get.
I saw you talking to a cast member at the Ace Walk, and I thought y'all were, good Judies.
You know what? I actually have a really good rapport with all the castmates. I still reach out and things when necessary. Uh, but do I go out of my way to see if the bunny rabbit is gonna make a return? That's not my place. I stay within my
Yes, I'm focused on
I stay
me.
within my rate bracket. Okay.
And to answer Blue Devil Babe's question, there are 6 seasons. Definitely go back and look at some of the previous because they are some of my favorites.
Well, I think it's been announced that there is a seventh
Oh,
coming as
okay. So
well.
yes, 7 coming, but yes,
So
previous seasons with like Melly B
Mhm.
and like all of them has
Baby,
definitely
the last versus the
lived rent
last.
free in my head. So definitely check those out. But so when it comes to like being in a group, did you come into the group like thinking that you would kind of like maybe lead the group or like kind of be like a I guess a
huh.
figure in the group or
Y'all didn't hear my last. I did not sign up to lead nobody to water. Okay, leading people is my father's ministry. My father is a pastor, y'all. So leading the herd and flocking the sheep—that is his ministry. I came on the show, that ass. Like I came on the show, like okay, we hear who are going to be the new people. What are they going to bring to the table? I was very much so open to the idea that we would get to work on projects because we really didn't get to do that in the previous season that I was on. But trying to like show up on time for shit and play policing of shit. I was not signing up for that. That is not. I don't give a fuck what these people do in real life. I'm worried about my check and my shit. So I mean, I definitely think that some people do their thing better than others, or they monitor their missions better than others. But was my mission to monitor other bitches? No, that was never what I signed up for. Never, never.
Ooh. Well, Robbie said he did because you said you was a vet. Remember? Ooh.
Bitch. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. If and so, Miss Robbie Rockington, um, I gag because everybody gets mad at me when I say that I'm a vet because I did season 5 and then I carried over into 6. But nobody had a thing to say about season 5 when Chad came back as a vet. But did he really do season 3?
Well, that's a good
And I rest my
question.
case. So if Chad could be a vet, right? Because I was a rookie then baby, be quiet.
Mm.
Next question.
So we seen you bump heads with the other Geo, which is it's so funny to
Oh,
me. But
Cyclops. Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
what? So like, was that like? How did you feel about like? Because I feel like y'all clashed like right when y'all met up at the AIDS walk. So were you like, this bitch is gonna be my rival, or were you like, how did you feel about that?
I gathered that just based on namesake. When we first kind of introduced ourselves, and I was like, "I'm Geo Glim," and oh well, I'm Geo too. I was just like, okay, either this is gonna go severely left or
Really
severely
bad.
right. I know I'm gonna say left or right because I don't know whether or not us getting along is a good thing.
Mm.
Um, I think in theory that it is, but I feel like when I'll say this during the filming. So the one advantage that Derek and I had for being in season 5 was the fact that we could go back and watch season 1 through 4 and see who these characters were, right? The disadvantage that these guys had was that during the filming of season 6, there was no release of season 5. So coming into it, they were completely blindsided because they didn't even get to see Derek and I in action in season 5. So if we got into a spat or if we got into a squabble, you couldn't mentally gauge how that person would respond or react, or how you could respond or react, because you didn't have any ammo to go off of. And so I think that, which for somebody like me, I have to be careful too, because I don't know these young people. And this is New York, and for a girl to say I'm from the Bronx, immediately we give that disclaimer, and it's supposed to be like a red flag or a warning sign. Well, bitch, I'm from Detroit.
Right.
Let's battle.
Okay. Like,
Let's battle. Like, because I'm scared of two things: God and my mama, and none of these bitches on this cast is either one. So did I go into it wanting to have a rival? No. There were even moments where like we have sat down, Royal and I, and have had conversations where we're like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. But I think that sometimes folks just get lost in the sauce of like what this entire experience is. And that's fine. But I know one thing and two things for sure: get lost, but don't play in my fucking face. Because then we're going to have it. We're going to get an understanding.
okay.
I heard that.
In my face. I hear that.
I did want to ask Gio. So we know that you filmed for season 2 of The Heights. Shout out to the Heights.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for the Circle NYC.
That was already.
I just wanted to ask, like, is there any differences between like the group on The Heights and then the group on this season of The Circle?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Y'all want me to be shady?
It's Key and Carrie, baby.
Y'all carrying? Yeah. So The Heights, I will say the big difference is that the group, of course, was smaller. It was a more intimate group for The Heights. But I think that there is because the group is smaller and the group is a lot more in my age bracket, as opposed to The Circle is starting to turn over this leaf of being kind of just a very wide range. So you get in The Circle, you get some who are refined, you get some who need some polish. You have some who are nothing but a spit shine, and that's okay. We love that. However, if it's giving episode 2, if it's given we have 7 episodes and y'all didn't argue for 5 of them, I'll take The Heights. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want the headache, and I think that's like it. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there.
It's funny that you mentioned the arguing, because so like watching the show, like I don't know if it's the editing, because I feel like sometimes things will happen and then out of nowhere it'll be like
editing is a lot of things.
Yes. So did that happen in real life? Like, would you just be chilling in a scene and then like people would start
baby when I tell you, it was maybe like, okay, so we did the AIDS walk, right? That was the first day, legit. So what y'all don't see on camera is that we had an entire circle moment, having a conversation and talking about what was going to be the next move. The music started bumping for the voguing on stage, and we had all started to migrate. Now, granted, all the cameras are forward, all of the 3 vets are forward. And when the cameras turned around and started filming again, it was only us 3, Angel, Derek, and myself. So we were like looking around like, how did y'all get lost? We didn't even go that far. So what y'all also don't see is that we walked around that motherfucking park for about 3 hours. Oh. And it was hot. And it was, we couldn't find the fucking entrance to get the registration. So it was already like, tensions was already high, because it was just like, what the we didn't have hardly no water. We didn't have eaten anything yet. Like, so people was hangry, angry, hot, like, and bothered. So like my reaction was based upon like true instinct of like, fucking keep up. Like, I'm so tired of it. So like, I think that's the thing is like when something is edited and you just get me in the keep the fuck up with no context, Now I look like the bad guy. Then y'all get on these little, y'all get on the podcast and y'all eat me up. But it'd be so much that leads to it. So like when it was kind of Royal and I going back and forth, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't do a lot of talking in real life. So, and what y'all didn't see was that like Derek literally like jumped in front of me because I was 2 inches off of Mosquito's ass from smacking the dog shit out of her because that's how I felt at the time. Like it was just so much, and I was just like, I'm done talking. I'm hungry. Oh, I'm done talking.
Mm.
But Derek, I think that's the D to my G, Miss Derek, Mr. Derek Doll. Derek is really good at facilitating a situation and being able to like break it down. And sometimes I have to really give him credit because he's like, if you said it, you said it. You know what you signed up for. If you did it, you did it. You know what you signed up for. But
Right.
sometimes editing will catch that right little moment, and that's what you see.
Ooh. Well, I mean, we definitely need the explanation because I'll be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'll be having to connect the dots in my head, like, what happened? But in terms of like this season, can you say like one person that you are like leaving out of the season like super close to, and a person that you're like kind of like,
Oh, Derek Doll. Derek Doll is my brother. I mean,
okay,
like we are like literally G and G. Um, as well as some other people. Like I got really, really close with Robbie Rockington. I got really close with Ralphie. I got really close. Actually, Peaches and I were roommates for a minute after we finished filming. So,
really, okay,
we all have our moments. People who I am not particularly close with after the show, I would say not by choice. Not by choice. Um, I don't really get to converse with like King Messiah a lot.
Okay.
okay,
Only because we just kind of have 2 different schedules in life, or for that matter, like Maji, like like obviously I don't go out of my way to particularly entertain um, Royal either. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I feel like y'all. It's crazy because I feel like people that beef like or that butt heads, I feel like they are similar in personalities. So I feel like, and that's no shade, but I feel like that's like, I feel like y'all could be cool, but y'all just have that like shady relationship.
Um, if I'm gathering this correctly, if you feel like we'll ever have like a relationship kind of like him and Robbie, that would be incorrect.
Okay,
And I'll
so
just
you're
say
like, I'm
that.
not going back and forth with you.
I just, as you will come to see, um, eventually things hit a precipice, and once it plateaus, that's where it is, and that's where you leave it. Um, Sometimes you don't care to revisit it, and
Okay.
it's kind of annoying because I know that as time goes on, it's going to become a thing, and I think at this point in time, I'm mentally preparing myself to see how this plays out.
Okay. I can respect that because some people it's like I'm not going back and forth with
Right.
you. Like that's not the kind of vibe I'm on.
Right.
And some people
Yeah,
they
and I mean,
are.
and you've seen on the show thus far, like at this point, we've had spats back and forth, what 3 out of 7 episodes, 4 out of 7 episodes, and every time I choose to kind of just play the upper hand, and I mean, almost like kind of how Messiah said, like it's a child and you want to kind of check it at the door, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. And so it's always like, okay, I'm gonna try to let this go. I'm gonna try to look past it. I'm the 30 and up club. Like, there's reasons for me to like say the things that I say because I'm not trying to come and slice you across the throat. I could,
Mm.
but it's an easier teachable moment if I could just walk away from it. And I think that eventually, you can only let people slide so many times, or put up with being blamed for stuff. So I
Mm.
mean, I think that at this point in the series, we are in a good place.
Okay. Well, let's cherish that while it lasts. For sure.
I mean, it could continue to last.
Well, yeah. So Miss Eve, kind of, it's kind of hinting on next episode. Can you kind of speak to, without giving us too many spoilers, your relationship with KP?
Uh, okay. How can I word this? Because I have to be very politically correct. So y'all already see that she calls me fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all already see that I said that I helped her. So okay, so Keiki came over to the house and got some work done, and I don't be in people's pockets, but I was like, okay, I'm going to contribute. And I had really kind of paid it, because I mean, I sell hair and I do hair. So I was just like, you know what, since you're an entertainer and you're an artist, this is a perfect opportunity for them to see my product or see my work and leave it at that. Go follow me on TikTok because it's posted there. You'll see her performing and me
Yes.
doing her hair, VGO Glam. And I just found it so crazy because the way that it laid out, I saw what was coming. She did not.
Mm.
And then when this conversation was had, we got a clearer understanding. Think I am not. Speak my mind, I always will. Tell the truth, I do always. And right is always going to be right, and wrong is always going to be wrong. Whether or not you can't take that is a you problem. So that's what it came down to for Kiki and I. I wasn't being fake. You just can't take the fact that you don't know how to maneuver in this situation. So it makes you lash out. And when
Mm.
she lashed, it came my direction. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, stay tuned.
Okay, I love me some cakey now. Like I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold
I love Cakey
you.
Down. I love Cakey Down. Cakey
Yeah.
Down me up. As everybody says, 15. Yeah.
Right. I feel like everybody's bound to get into something, though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. But I don't know. Did you have any
I also think it's
questions?
very easy to. I also think that it's very easy to call me fake because I do pageantry, and so because I compete and I compete on a national international level. So I'm up there with doctors and lawyers, and I have to get on the microphone and I have to speak eloquently, quickly, and get my point across. So people are always like, "Well, oh, you're fake because I know how to turn it on." I know, but I'm charming always. So I think that people really try to rest in that pocket, thinking that I'm too stupid to get what you're really trying to say, But hey, keep going. Next question.
Okay. No, I know those pageant girls. They definitely are a whole
sharp.
different. Yeah. So I get that. For
Yeah,
sure.
because like no shade, Kenya Moore is a pageant girl.
It's a pageant girl.
So,
yeah.
From Detroit.
Yes,
From
Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay. But Gio, I did want to ask. So, like, kind of listening to like what's been going on with this season. Like, if you could recast for season 6, or if you could recast, or if the casting was in your hands, who would you have casted for this season of The Circle?
Season 6.
Yes.
Jill Glam, Prince Derek Dahl, Robbie Rockington, Melly B.
Wow. That's a small cast though.
Yeah, it's like you just cut like 9 people.
You said, and
You asked me. You asked me, right?
Yes. All right, man.
Say it.
But to be fair, I've always said that I like shows that have smaller casts because they're better able to focus on the people and what they're going, what's going on in their lives. So that's cool.
So I'm sorry to cut you off,
no,
but like the people that you ask, do you feel like they don't bring enough to like the show in terms of like career wise, or do you think just personality?
Oh no, I don't think that that's it at all. I mean, to be truthfully honest, I'm busy always, and I don't feel like at any point in either of the 2 seasons that I've been on, my career has ever been a focal point of my storyline. So it's never so much for me about career, as much as it's like who would I want to film with, and not have. I mean, because I mean, honestly, I could cast a whole plethora of people to be. I mean, like I love Peaches, I love Ralphie, I love Mondi. So like I'm just saying that from my own personal mental, like who would I want to sit there with all day, every day to film a show? Like some of these girls, like I got tired after day 2, so it's like, would I want to put myself through that for a whole nother season? bitch, be serious.
That's real.
Yeah.
Well, on the other
But
side of drama, we know that you kind of came in kind of like with the hard eyes for Ralphie. I'm gonna assume that you're single. So like, what is it like coming into this group of like some of course like majority gay men? Like, did you come in thinking like, okay, like maybe I might find a boo, I might find somebody to flirt with? Um, oh, judging by your face, I would assume not.
flirt with, oh, but okay, so that's my thing, and that's what I'm always guilty of. I'm always a habitual flirt. So like, it could be like the guy who in this previous episode who went to give me my jacket for the vest. He was flirting, and I flirted back. It was nothing like I want to sleep with you. It was just flirting. Like I don't think that flirting constitutes you have to have sexual relations with a person.
Right.
Honestly, I use it as a tool to get what I want. I'm a
Okay.
Cancer, so it's
Hey,
like
I'm
it's
not mad
it's
at
like
that.
dare I say it's like a slight form of manipulation. But yeah, like sometimes you gas it up and make the person feel better, and then that wall comes down. Uh, but as far as like who's on this cast, I feel like Ralphie, of course, obviously he's a hot boy, so he was definitely who my eye went to initially, like thinking that he is attractive. Um, and if you follow me on Instagram, the GeoGlam, um, maybe you have seen us together, you know, and
Oh,
things.
interesting. Really interesting. Well, I hope y'all have a great time. I hope y'all have a
We
great
always
time.
do.
Yes, that is so. That's cute. I'm always here for
Yeah, no, but
especially.
I spent time with Robbie Rockington, and I was just around in Jersey for his birthday. I'm always around the dolls. So I mean, and they're beautiful people, but sometimes beauty could be just beautiful spirits, right? And sometimes that's more rewarding than trying to be sexually active. Because I'm abstinent, so I'm not doing that with nobody right now. I'm
As we
loving
know,
on
this
me. I'm loving
yes.
on me. Yeah.
As we know, the sexual activity can definitely lead to some issues. So yeah, I love the whole idea of just flirting because flirting is fun. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. And you can't get monkeypox that way. I mean, we was in the Hudson River. Y'all saw that shit. It could have
Y'all
been.
definitely got
Could you
compromised in the
imagine?
Hudson River.
Get the fuck out.
Oh my god.
Yes, I get. So would you? I feel like we ask this to like every person that we speak to, but like I know there are other web series out there, like and you're in New York, and I feel like there aren't a lot in New York. But like, would you consider going to like another web series that's popular or that we know
You
about?
mean like another franchise?
Uh, yeah, or just like another like I mean, of course, Chasing
Well, I mean,
or
as you said it before, I'm on the Heights season 2.
oh, okay, you know,
I mean, it's no secret. It was the cast is already revealed. Like whether or not this shit is gonna happen, we have yet to see.
right.
But yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see you on that with those people because those are some big personalities as well. So,
Yeah, I have to, I'm a pretty bitch who's about her shit.
Yes. So, Gio, right now, are you kind of leaning more towards returning for season 7 of the Circle, or are you thinking
that's a
about
good question.
returning for season 3, or are you leaning more towards season 3 of the Heights?
Um, that's a tough one. I think that ultimately, exposure is really what you want.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's I'm at this point in the game, I'm looking at a return on the investment, right? So, because there's been many a times where like I've wanted to like showcase my brand or showcase my work, and sometimes my work doesn't allow for me to even have a crew, you know. So yeah, I think as in my business, I think at first it's like be your character, solidify who you are on screen, and if the people love you, they love you. If they don't, they don't. But at some point, where am I able to produce bigger? Like we all have dreams. So like when can I make those dreams applicable in conjunction with doing this or other series? So that's where I'm at now. I mean, if either of those, if any franchise kind of gave me that opportunity, I think that that would probably be the one that I would go with.
Yes, okay.
Right. Yeah, go where the opportunity is. That's what I say for sure.
Well, we trying to go where the money is. Okay, where the money
Right.
is, the money resides.
Yes.
I did have one more question, Gio, for you.
Okay.
So at the end of the episode, we spoke about it. Derek Dow entered your apartment and the camera faded to black. So, baby, did you have to stage your apartment after that?
What happened in them?
Absolutely. I had to move out of that apartment after that. Okay, I had to move out. I had to go. It was a wrap. Yeah, that night. Oh my god. So what I will say is, I had invited people to stay after we had completed a successful production situation, and I guess I want to talk on things that are not a secret. Um, so the way that my room was set up, I had a very small room, and I would hang my mannequin blocks or like wig blocks is what they are, and they're basically like head forms, and they would hang upside down like I had like just hanging skulls in my room. And I would, whenever I would make a hairpiece, I would just pin it to the hanging thing. So I had like little hairs that were hanging down on all the different ones. And so one was rainbow and doll. And at the time, we were doing like karaoke of sorts. Um, and so Derek went to go sing his song. Choke Gate happened. And yeah, y'all will see that when it comes out. I mean, and to be truthfully honest, it was not on. We were not officially filming, so
Oh,
I
okay.
think the big thing for me is that it's become an issue that was brought onto camera that was not ever on camera, and it just got dragged. It just got dragged for a very long time. Yeah, and it's like at that point when it drags for so long, you have no way of. Then people start placing blames on each other, which I got blamed. Um, I think in one of the trailers, Kiki says like we see the video on your phone, pull it up, and so I got dragged into it. Granted, I just was like, y'all bitches came to my home. This is where I come to decompress from you bitches, and you bitches came into my home and acted a fucking wild rabbit ass mess. And then on top of it, we had to turn around the very next day and film again. So it was just it was a lot to take in at the time. It was a great deal to take in. So I made it through it, but it was like bitch, I could have went that whole summer without some of that hate.
Ooh, what a summer. Jeez. When the camera went
Right.
black, I said, "Oh, what's going on?" That was like a horror movie. I said, "Ah."
Yeah, I felt so bad for production because sometimes so much would be happening that I just felt like they were just running laps like back and forth because they were trying to catch so many things, and it has like we had spread out as a group, and they just be like the track and field sprint 100 yard dash, but it's like even moments where we were supposed to have fun, it just got dragged, and a whole lot of times I just walked the fuck away because it's like bitch again. Because I think like in this last episode, I felt like I was like running towards the conflict, thinking that I was gonna play like Mother Teresa and try to get everybody on like a let's all be good, let's all behave. And it was like y'all had said I was watching earlier, y'all was like fuck all people, and I was just kind of like, but just act like y'all got some sense, you know like when your mom would take you out to the store, to the department store, you go to church, and it
Right.
would get, like my mom would be like, go pick yourself a switch off that tree.
Mhm.
Right, yeah.
And when we first got there, just to let me know, if I cut up, she is going to use this on me in front of these people.
Right.
And I just feel like nobody else had to pick their own switch. That's just how
True,
I feel.
true. But everybody's acting the fool for that camera
Mhm.
though. So
It
that's real.
is.
But thank you so much, Geo Glam, for like taking the time to speak with us.
Thank y'all for
Um,
having me. I
yes, of
hope I
course.
didn't tell too much.
Oh no,
Oh
no,
no,
no, no.
baby! You
Like
definitely got me invested to see what happens
yes,
next episode.
yes, yes,
Hey.
yes. And we definitely like
Yeah,
enjoyed you on the
definitely
show.
check it
Like
out.
Yes.
you just have like such a big personality, and like when I think of like this season, I definitely think of you, just because you have such a like big pull on the show, and like you're very charismatic.
Baby, when Messiah and Zulu was arguing, you pulled up the last like in front of the white people,
right?
They might have looked like they wasn't watching, but they was definitely talking about us. Like it was no way.
They can act like.
And I'm telling you, we was all the way in the water on the other side of the buoys, and we could hear them. That's why I was like, okay, we gotta go, y'all. Like this is like out of control. And I feel like usually when the older people or like the more anchored people of the show would come into play, the rest of the cast would kind of like mellow out or like kind of simmer down, because it obviously the young people was not trying to simmer each other down. It just kept egging them on and shit.
They was lit, ready for an issue. Baby.
Just ready.
Yes. Well, we hope you have a good night, and if there's anything
Thank
that you
you.
want to like plug or anything that you want to.
Yes, definitely continue to watch the Circle NYC season 6. Comes out whenever production releases it. But if you're looking for me specifically, you can find me at VGOGlam on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow my business page at VGOGlam on Instagram. So yeah. Follow me. Let's be friends.
Yes, it was good to see you. Good to have you.
Thank you for coming through.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Stay blessed, okay?
You too. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, that was good. Yes, I love like the interviews. I love just like speaking to people and getting the real.
And I love when the interviews are easy.
Yeah,
where it's just breeze and it's like.
Luckily, we've had a lot of those.
Yes.
A lot of easy interviews.
So yes, thank you, Gio Glam, for coming through again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe definitely looking forward to like the rest of the season. Now, I want to see what happened in his apartment, baby.
Yes.
Once again, Royal Gio, no shade.
He said the camera went to black and he had them wigs, them headphones. That's the Blair Witch Project, baby. That's the Blair Witch Project.
Like, I just want to see what happened once Derek Dawes' hands was removed from around Royal Gio's neck. Just like me, I just want to see.
And no shade, but you know she's a big girl, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to. No shade.
Derek is about
I live for Derek, but you know
she's tall. She's tall.
No, and yes, I definitely want to highlight this. Robbie Rockington is definitely next. Yes, definitely come on. Because we live for Robbie Rockington as well. Yes, we definitely don't need to have him back on.
Yes, baby.
But yes, definitely did not want to forget that. But yeah, it was a key. Like yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, I wish it was more consistent, like I said, but take it when you can get it.
Right.
But yeah, definitely let us know y'all thoughts. After this becomes like an actual video or in the comments, we'll be here for a little bit, just highlighting some comments. But yes, that camera went to black, baby. That scared the shit out of me. I said, what happened? Like
3 hours later.
3 hours.
Yo, was in the,
what happened in them 3 hours? That's what I want to know.
So I'm wondering, because at the beginning of the season, remember they were at the party and they were saying like Real Gio got like choked over a wig.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out.
So is that now?
I feel like that is happening now.
Okay. Choked over a wig though. That's a lot.
Baby, that's the party where Robbie Rockington was in that 2-piece.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. Robbie, matter of fact, right here, where did you get that 2-piece from?
That 2-piece, baby. I was here for
it. Where did you get that from? Because, I'm like,
I was living.
I'm going to have to model that one night.
The dog had to come and humble my ass.
Not the dog.
I feel like standing next to your dog, I'm going to be like, just looking up, like, fully. Like, I can't. Not your dog pulling his hands on Gio. Yeah, that's the whole situation.
Yeah, well,
I cannot.
It sounds like it was kind of a reflex. It sounds like Royal might have tried to snatch the wig and then
I could see that. Ooh.
Choked.
Don't. This thing, don't play with it, okay? This thing, don't play with it, because you might get choked. Like, Oh my God. Robbie said the girls are singing gospel 1 second and snatching wigs and getting choked up the next. Oof. Child. That thin line between God and heaven,
right?
Child.
You're not singing gospel songs and snatching people.
Listen, more common than you think. More common than you think. But yes, thank you for everybody for pulling up.
Yes. On this good Sunday.
On this good.
Can I just say I love when we go, not really go live at like random times, but when we do like a live that's earlier in the day and y'all come through and y'all fuck with us and y'all support and show love. So
yes,
definitely.
And we are going to try to create a consistent schedule. Please be on the lookout for that because we don't want to just be going on live randomly. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to let y'all know when we coming through so that y'all, you know, will have the time to show up. Mm-hmm. So, but we appreciate everybody that came through. Definitely leave a like. Thank you for the cast for coming through. Robbie Rockington, Royal Geo, of course, Geo Glam, and Our View TV. And of course, all the, you know, our faves, you know, that came through.
Big shout out to you guys.
Yes. Shout out to Our View TV. Thank you so much for reviewing and watching. Yes, it's our pleasure. I really enjoy the show. Like even before we started reviewing it, I was watching. So like to have to review it, or to be able to review it is great.
Yes. Like, now, if y'all put the gym on season 7, I will be here for that.
Not Jewel the Gym.
Jewel the Gym, baby. Put the gym on season 7, baby. I'm here for that.
I cannot. Not Jewel the Gym. You know she gonna come with her own mess. But yes, and shout out to Robbie Rockington. He said, "Love you guys. Keep tuning in because it gets juicy." Yes, we definitely be tuned in. And yes, if we don't put up a live, definitely look for an edited review, which comes with its own, you know, vibes, I guess you could say. But yes, this has been Key and Carrie, where we Key
and we carry.
I'm Damon.
I'm Troy,
and we will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Yes, have a good Sunday, everybody.
Yes, have a good Sunday.
Yes. Bye.